Miss I need help with this question right here. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and write it down and take a look at what we have. Let me see how my drawing skills are gonna be. So it looks like we have a few different shapes on top of each other. Okay. So the first thing that I think we should talk about is what are the shapes that we're dealing with?
Well, this one right here is cut, so it looks like it'll be a triangle on this side and on this side.
Okay. So we have two triangles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a triangle, and then what are our other shapes that you see?
Since you severed these off of the original trapezoid, it looks like there's a rectangle.
Okay.
That's left.
So we have one rectangle, and then what else?
This rectangle right here.
Okay. So we have another rectangle. What else do we have?
And one more rectangle right here at the bottom.
Okay, awesome. So we have another rectangle. And what is our question asking us?
I have to find the area of the whole composite figure.
Okay, awesome. So we're looking for the area. So when we consider all of these shapes, well, let's just break it down into the pieces. Do you remember what the area is? How to find the area for each of these shapes?
Yes, so for triangles, it would be base times height divided by 2.
Perfect. I want to go ahead and have you write that over there. And write it small enough because we'll probably try to solve them too, okay? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, cool. So now let's talk about each shape individually. Let's start with the biggest one. It's probably the easiest one, right?
Yeah.
So what's the length and the width of that one?
It would be 18 right here, and then 8 right here. So 18 and 8, let's see, 64, 94.
Okay, so go ahead and write that your answer here, your 18 times 8 is going to equal 94. Was it 94? Let's see, 18 and 8, 8 and 8 is 64, 6, 8,
154.
144 maybe?
Oh.
144. So you were close, you're getting there. So
Yeah.
let's write that as 144.
144.
See, it's nice that you did that in your head, and I appreciate you trying. Always write it down. It prevents less mistakes. Okay, let's go to the next one.
And then this one.
That one's interesting.
Yeah, it's got 2 faces.
Okay, so tell us just about the rectangle itself. What's the bottom of it? What's the bottom? Does it give us a how?
I think it's dotted, so I think that means that the bottom of the rectangle. So if it's standing up like this, the bottom of it, like right here, you can't really do anything about that. So I wonder if that's maybe why they dotted it off.
Well, let's look at the next shape then. Maybe this will be a little more helpful. It looks like that if we go from the left side all the way to the right side, that it gives us the dimensions of 4 and 4 and 6. So I would say that the dimensions of this shape here all the way across would be 4 plus 4 plus 6, right? So which also would probably indicate, because see how that one's dotted on the top there?
Yeah.
It also probably would indicate that this dotted one on the bottom would also be a 6. Would you agree with that? Okay, so let's just assume that this one's a 6 here, and then what's the height of this rectangle?
Right here?
Yep.
Okay, 10.
Okay, so 10 times 6 for our next rectangle. So we have 60. Good job. Okay, cool. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit on this one and just take a look and see what it's telling us. So we have 3 different shapes here. Based on what you already told me about the middle being a rectangle, can you tell me what you think that the base times height of that rectangle might be? Or is that complicated? What do you think?
Base times height of this rectangle? So there's 9 up here.
Okay.
If you add 4 and 4, that's 8, plus 6 is 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. And then for triangle, half of 5 would be 2.5, but the base would be 5. So you would want to do 2.5 times 5 divided by 2.
For which part? Which part are you doing?
For
That was
both
really
of-
fast.
For both
Holy
of
cow.
these rectangles.
Okay,
Or triangles.
so your height is what you're, how much was your height for your triangle?
5.
Your height was 5, okay. And then how much did you say that the length was for your triangle?
2.5.
Okay, so do 2.5 times your 5. Okay.
And then divided by 2.
Okay, go ahead.
6.25.
Divided by 2, so you get 6.25 on each one. So go ahead and label both of your triangles at 6.25. And then how much did you say was left over then on the base and the height for that rectangle?
I think it was 5.
You think it was 5? So let's take
4
a
and
look.
4 is 8 plus 16 is 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. So I think that'd be the length of this.
The length of that, I think it might be, oh, sorry, a little bit longer. Let's take a look at it. So if we know that this was 2.5, and if we know that this was 2.5, well, how much of that 2.5 is left out of the 4?
1.5.
So 1.5 here, and 1.5 here, and what was in the center here?
6.
6. So do you think that maybe this 1.5 and 1.5 and 6 might have been the length of it all together?
Oh, because the 9. That's what the 9 is up
Is that
here.
what that is?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good, perfect. So that's what the 9 is up here. So now we know that the 9 is going to be what?
The base or the length.
The length, right? And so we have that times the height, which is going to be
5.
times the height. And so that makes this rectangle this piece, right? Okay, so now what we get to do is we get to add all the pieces together. So let's go ahead and add all the pieces together. Or the question that you originally came to me with was about an overlap. It was an overlap here in how to do the surface area, right? There was an overlap here and you're like, well, how do I do the surface area of that? So let's talk about the surface area really quick. So I have these boxes here that I would like to show you. If I asked you to wrap this up, can you wrap all the sides with a piece of like wrapping paper?
You can wrap these two sides, and this side, but this side's covered, so you can't do this.
Well, if I put it underneath, I could, right?
Yeah.
I could put a piece of wrapping paper here and I could put it on top and wrap the whole thing, right? And I could also do this, right? If I hadn't opened it and drank these, I could also take this, put it on wrapping paper, wrap it up, and re-gift it halfway full to Adrian because Adrian's holding our camera, right?
Yay!
Okay, yay, good job, thank you. But what if I stuck these two together with a piece of tape and then I put it on there? Would I be wrapping the same amount on both of these?
No, because you'd be cutting off the bottom of this rectangle and the top of this one.
Exactly. So
These two are stuck.
how many pieces of that would be taken away that I'm not doing?
2. This part and then this part.
Yeah, so 2 pieces of that. So let's go back and look at our model here really quick. Let's look at our model here really quick. So we have here all these shapes. So if that's the case that we can't wrap this side, we can't wrap this side, tell me a little bit about what you see here that we can't wrap also.
You can't wrap this part right here.
Okay.
You can't wrap this part right here.
Okay.
That part and this part.
Okay, can you do me a favor and draw over those parts again with your pink marker? That way we can separate it out and we'll know a little bit clearly. Okay, cool, awesome, fantastic. Okay, so now that we've done that, how do we calculate those pieces?
So this right here is 6. That's 6. This is 5. There's 2 5s, so you can just multiply these by 2, which is, if you're subtracting, it'd be a negative 10 because you're taking away from the total of these. So negative 10 did that wrong. It'd be a negative 20 plus a negative 24 because you have 2 6s right here and 2 6s right here.
Exactly, right? Because you have the bottom,
which is 6,
and the top, right?
6.
So you have the bottom of this rectangle and the top of this rectangle, and the bottom of this rectangle and the top of this rectangle. Excellent. That was a great job. So how many did you say it was together here?
That would be 12, and that would be 12.
So then how many would you take away together with those two?
24.
So let's just write a negative 24 here. And how many did you say that we would take away on these?
Negative 10 and negative 10.
So negative 20 altogether, right?
Yep.
Negative 20 altogether. So let's now go ahead and calculate all your pieces together, and that will give you the area of what we have.
So this would be together 1250. And then 45 and 60, that's 105. I moved that. And then 144, you can just take away 44 from that, so that'd leave it at 100. So
okay.
205 plus 12.50, 50.712. So 217.5 be my total.
Okay, and you took out the 44?
Yes.
Excellent. Good job. All right. Fantastic work, man.